post this into the Rainmaker Business Solutions group.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and put a link in there as well that is step-by-step instructions how to do it on an Android tablet as well.
Oh, excellent.
But the main thing that I want to show you on the iPad is what's called guided access. So guided access is meant for you keeping people in certain places of the tablet. So this is really good for your standalone iPad kiosk for attendance, for example. So that way, when you have the kiosk open, you don't have to worry about a student going up and hitting the home button and going to another app or playing around. It will keep them in a general area, and then all you have to do is enter a passcode to be able to get out of that mode to then move around. So keep them locked into an app or locked into the web browser wherever you're at. Also on it, they have for the web browser, before you start it, you can draw on sections that you don't want them to click. So if I'm in Chrome or Safari on the tablet and I don't want them to be able to go at the top of the browser and change it to go to YouTube or be able to hit back on the browser to go to a previous page, I can draw little circles around them before I start it, and then it'll disable them being able to click in those areas. So let me show you exactly how you get this started. So let me go ahead and log into my iPad. So now the first thing that you're going to want to do with your iPad is you're going to want to go to settings. So the little setting gear. So I go ahead and click that here. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to it first. So on the settings on the left-hand side, you want to go to General. Okay. So click on General, and after General, on the right-hand side, you're going to want to go to Accessibility. So if you see this down here, Accessibility is right around here. So after I click on Accessibility, you're going to just start scrolling down, okay? And when you scroll down, there is going to be second button from the bottom. It's going to say Guided Access, all right? So you click on Guided Access, and so now you have the ability to turn on guided access so you can use it. So we have a little button at the top to be able to turn it on. There's also sections to be able to put in a passcode. So you can click passcode settings, put in whatever password that you want for that. So as long as you turn that on and put in your password, you are now good to use guided access anywhere you go. And how you activate it is you go to the section that you want them on, and you hit your home button 3 times to activate it. All right, so I'm going to show you exactly that. So first, I'm going to show it into the app itself. So let me go into the Rainmaker app here. So I've got the Rainmaker app. Just going to go ahead and select that. So now that I'm here, you don't even have to log in because you're just on the app and you're saying, I want them to only be in it. I'm just going to go ahead and hit my home button 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And so it's going to go ahead and start guided access. So with this, I can draw in certain areas to stop them in areas, but really with the app, I'm okay with them just staying within this. So all I have to do is click start. So start is at the top right. So I click start, and then it's asking me for the passcode. So I put my passcode in, and it's saying verify. So now it's telling me that guided access has started. So now if I sit here and if I go and I hit the home button, it's not taking me to the home screen. I'm stuck on here. So now no one can get out of this iPad. So once I'm done with everything and I want to go anywhere else on the iPad to take the guided access off, I'm just going to hit the home button 3 times again. So 1, 2, 3. It asks for the passcode. So I go ahead and enter that. All right, so now it's taking me to the guided access menu, and there's an end button, so I can just hit end, and then I will be out of guided access. So now I'm out, so if I want to hit the home button, I can now hit the home button and be able to get out of it. So that's how you lock it when you want to have anybody stay on a specific app that is on your tablet. Now, in the case of a browser, so if you have a digital waiver up, you would have pulled that digital waiver up on the actual browser itself. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I am just going to log into the Rainmaker account on the browser. That way you can see that. But any other apps that you might decide to use with your members, this is definitely a good tool to use to make sure they're not just going around and going to anything. And kids today seem like they are way better with these tablets than we are. So at least this will keep them in place. Say password. Log in. Okay. Get back here. Okay, so I am officially in Rainmaker on the browser. So obviously at the top, you would notice here that I would want to disable anyone clicking anything up here to be able to go to YouTube, anything like that. Now also at the bottom, because when you do the scrolling, when you scroll around on these, I'm sorry, that's on the phone. If you scroll up and down, then you'll have the back button on the browser. But on the tablet, the left and right's just at the top. So if you're on a tablet, you would really only be disabling the top. But if you're, you do it the exact same way if you're doing it on a phone. On the phone, when you scroll up and down, it's got left to go back and forward on the browser at the bottom, and you can disable that there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to turn on guided access now that I'm in the browser. So I'm going to hit the home button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So it came up, so ask for my passcode. So let me go ahead and enter that. Okay, so now I'm in it. And so what I'm going to do this time is before I start it and have it to where they can't get out of the browser, I'm going to draw a square and make it to where they can't go up to the top here and enter anything in. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw a square onto the screen. And so after I drew the square, it connected it, made it more straight. You see that gray box there? So that is where they can't touch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it to the top. All right, so now it's at the top, and then it's got little circles in the corner, so I can drag it to exactly how I want. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag those from left to right. And so now that gray area is completely over the top to where they're not going to be able to go to the browser and hit back, left, and right. So now I can go ahead and hit resume, and resume is at the very top right here. So I go ahead and hit resume. And so now I'm officially into guided access. So if someone wanted to come up here, try to click around, go back on the browser, try to pull up, go to YouTube, they now can no longer do that. That is grayed out. All right, they also, since I'm in guided access, can't hit the home button like I just did and be able to go back to the menu. So now I have them completely locked into this browser. And it's the same thing when you want to get out of it. So when you want to get out, hit the home button 3 times, put in the passcode. All right, and so it brings you back to your guided access menu, and just hit end. And you're officially out of guided access. So now I can hit the home button and officially go back to the home page. So I hope that helps. So that is definitely something that if you are using an iPad that you want to turn on, that way you can make sure you lock people into the kiosk mode for attendance, or if you're doing a bunch of waivers, go ahead and lock them in to where they can't go anywhere else but, finish your waiver. So really good with booths. And I will, you can do this on Android tablets and phones as well. So I will get a link and I will post it on the Facebook group. So once Greg posts the video of this, we'll go ahead and post that link. So that way you can see there as well how to be able to make people stay on a particular app, stay on a particular browser, and even draw certain sections that they wouldn't be able to click to disable those as well. Does anybody have any questions about doing the guided access on the tablets or phones?
I don't. This is also good for when my grandkids come over too. I learned a lot.
There you go. So now you can just pull up one app, lock them into it, and don't have to worry about them going through all your work emails and deleting them all.
Exactly. Love it.
One thing I wanted to plan, I want to do a series starting next week, and I want us to really go in depth on point of sale and doing products and inventory. Because with Rainmaker, you can enter all of the products that you have on hand. You can track the inventory. And if you set up everything with your suppliers, you can even submit your orders straight from Rainmaker over to your suppliers, as long as your suppliers allow you to be able to email your orders in. And also, it'll have sections for you to be able to see when the orders come in. So once your orders have come to the door, you can simply click that you got it, and boom, everything you ordered is back in the inventory. You're not having to sit there, and manually go to each product and adjust. I no longer have 2 on hand, I now have 8. So it'll help save you time. It'll also help you with reporting, because if you set this all up, then you're also going to be able to have inventory reports that you can run that'll let you know exactly what you have on hand, and also the monetary value of your entire inventory that you have on hand as well, with the wholesale cost and also the retail cost. So you'll get both of those totals. So those are some neat numbers to have on hand. So just be prepared. Next week we'll start that. Wednesdays, as always, 12 noon Eastern. And then just think of any custom kind of questions that you have, going around products. And so as soon as we're done with our session, we'll open up a little Q&A, and we'll go over all of those things. Okay?
Excellent, sir.
All right. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I hope all of y'all have a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.